Introverted Shy Guys, how did you meet your girlfriend? At a mutual friend's birthday party, about 10ish people present. So a year later, when our mutual friend had her next birthday party and I'd had enough time to think of an opening line, I started to talk to her. Cue 4 months of emailing back and forth later, and we were a couple. 8 years and counting now. So yeah, we took our time. At work. She asked me out. Been married for years. I'm fairly introverted and don't have a GF, but there was this one time that a girl looked in my general direction. I'll answer for him. We were in high school. I had just developed epilepsy. He saw me seizing in the hallway and helped me. When I woke up I found a note in my bag saying you owe me one. How about homecoming? I've been with that cheeky bastard for 11 years. She met me. We were camping with a youth group of round about 30 kids and several adults who managed everything. After roughly 1 week and doing some stuff together, we were sitting in one of the makeshift cooking tents and just talked about something. She asked me if I had ever kissed a girl before. A little bit confused I said no. She then asked me if she could kiss me. I don't know why I said yes, but I did. And then we kissed. From that point forth we were in a relationship and a happy one indeed. A regular walked into the CVS I was cashiering dressed incredibly well as a fairy. After inquiring, that was just singular event and she really taught sword choreography and built performances for a troupe of pirates. She invited me out to play with swords that Saturday. I'm quite lucky that in my culture Latina women aren't raised to be passive and sit on their hands and wait for a guy. Every Latina girl I've been with initiated and told me they liked me. My crush was/is very introverted and shy. I got bored of waiting and asked him out and he said yes. 3 years going strong. Love how many of these responses are the partner of the introvert. It's because we are too shy to talk about ourselves. Funny story. I got hired to deal poker at a local Native American casino. I started on day shift and she worked graveyard, so she'd be leaving while I was coming in. I assumed she was way out of my league and never even made eye contact as we crossed paths. My buddy got hired as well and was working grave with her, so they became friends. So, through their friendship, we were on speaking terms, but I still never imagined she'd give the time of day. So, one night I'm drinking with my buddy and we're being totally awesome playing Guitar Hero at my apartment. She randomly texts him asking what he's up to, and he said we were playing video games and drinking at my place. Just randomly, and with liquid courage, I joked to ask her if she wanted to be my groupie, because I was shredding Guitar Hero. She said yes and asked if she could have a poster of me in her room. Turned out she liked nerds. That broke the ice and here we are nearly 15 years later with a 9 and 7-year-old, as happy as we could possibly be. We've never had a fight or even a heated argument. It's been perfect. About 2 years ago I moved to a new house. There was this beautiful neighbor girl who caught me eyes. Me being an introvert was scared to tell her that I had a crush on her. Then after a few months my best friend told me that they were kinda friends before a few years. So then this friend texted her and told her that I the neighbor guy had a crush on her. She texted me immediately and the first conversation was incredibly awkward and I thought I just blew my chance. The conversation was painful as I just was the lame-ass awkward guy. She told me that she was not into relationships and she told me that we could be friends and the talk ended. But later that day she texted me to check if I was okay with the whole awkward talk. This really saved everything as we vibed like crazy and we discovered that we had many mutual interests. We became friends and then became best friends and this friendship basically progressed into us liking each other and then we fell in love without knowing what was happening. Easily the best thing that has ever happened to me. She approached me in an empty parking garage at night. That's not creepy at all. Of course not, she was attractive. My BF is super introverted and nerdy. We met in college because we were in the same science club together. I was dating someone else at the time, but we friended each other on social media since he had keys to our club advisor's office. He was a T as well. We lost touch for about a year. I broke up with my then BF, and then ran into each other at a bar in our college town. He had graduated and started working out of state but just happened to be in town for his brother's bachelor party. I was stuck at the bar because I was designated driver for my roommate and her friends. We're both super shy and introverted, so we ran into each other in the quietest corner of the bar. We recognized each other and started chatting for like 5 minutes until we both got quiet and awkward and we parted ways. But after that we started messaging on FB. We were both a lot more brave and conversational online. We talked for like 6 months, he was working out of state, and got to know each other super well. He visited me for a date and we've been a couple ever since. I was looking for someone to share a flat, but I found someone to share my life with instead. We were both homeless and met at a shelter. Anime body pillows are pretty inexpensive. Family gathering. Sweet Home, Alabama. I liked her for a while, and then one of my friends at the time, who knew I liked her, started dating her my freshman year of high school. I kinda got over her slowly, thinking I never stood a chance, and eventually became friends with her since they were dating. Yeah, then he cheated on her and I was the one who was there for her and I ended up asking her out later. We've been together 7.5 years later. Don't give me hope. Online dating. I realized after years of failure that bars only work for extroverts. I'm no good at being seen or heard in groups or crowds. I'm much better at one-to-one conversations, because there aren't as many variables. Online dating was a way to chat to women online first, then go and meet them one-to-one. Student protests. The riot cops were charging and firing tear gas, so we ran into a cafe, waiting for things to die down. This whole pretend to look like a date thing kinda morphed into one. We kept hanging out together, going to museums, or the botanical gardens, on picnics or bike rides together, because it was so damned fun to hang out together. After a few months of this, we kinda realized we'd stumbled into a relationship. 9 years later, and we're engaged. Long story short, cops tear-gassed us into a relationship. I met my now ex-girlfriend through dancing lessons that were provided for free at our university. The first lesson was awkward as you have to choose who to dance with. My first dance partner didn't show up on the second lesson, but luckily so did a dance partner for one of the girls. This girl eventually became my girlfriend. I guess the constant closeness and body contact during dancing helped a lot. P.S. Please don't go to dance lesson just go get a partner, go there for the love of the dance. What the hell are you talking about? Who should I have met? High school. We were in choir together. I was a shy chill bass kinda guy, she was the overly friendly soprano who went out of her way to befriend me and invite me to her birthday party and all kinds of stuff. She likes to push people out of their comfort zones and she did that to me a lot, and now I'm significantly less shy. Our 1-month anniversary is today, smiley face. I'm the girlfriend. My guy became shy in dating because of an ex who dumped him after like a month of dating because she didn't actually like him in the first place. She dated him out of pity and kept being horrible to him after. Broke his heart and tried to use texts from when he was heartbroken against him a year later. High school bitches, am I right, gentlemen? I was his friend. Realized one night that I couldn't handle the thought of him being with anyone else and texted him so. Still with that dork almost 7 months later. Love him to bits, wish I could see him more often, but COVID cases are rising in our area again, so we have to be careful. Online. We met on Match.com in 2009. We got married in 2012. Now, we're on our second house and we have 2 kids. My extroverted friends told them that I like them, she pretty much already knew that though, and she made the first move. I was hammered. We were at a college party. She thought I was with another girl, I was not. I thought she was with another guy, she was not. Conversation was easy since there was no pressure for either of us. One thing led to another, and we ended up together. Been together for 30 years, married for 26. If I had known she was single, I probably would never have struck up a conversation. I'm sure the alcohol helped. I wouldn't consider myself an introvert, but I did struggle with approaching women and the whole concept of flirting. So after my first GF, in retrospective I have no idea how I ended up with her, broke up with me, one of my friends told me his secret for getting girls, and it went like this. Years ago, in the pre-Facebook and pre-Tinder era, there was a local social platform in Germany. One of its features was that when you clicked on another person's profile, that person was notified. So he told me to play the quantity game, create a search filter with the desired parameters, female, age 18 to 25, living in our city, currently online, with profile picture. You'd get around 200 search results in one go and then just click on each and every single one of them. Don't pay attention to the profile, to the pictures. Don't waste time with pre-screening or anything. Just click on a profile, go back, click on the next profile, go back, etc. I'd do this menial task while watching TV. The idea was that statistically, of the 200 girls that got notified of the visit, 4 to 6 would initiate contact. From there on, it's just a matter of getting to know each other and see where it goes. The only issue was, he was a pretty boy and I was like, dunno, maybe a solid 7 on a good day? So for me, it was more like 2 to 3 replies from 400 to 600 profile clicks, but it still paid off. Apparently, my current wife ended up as a search result multiple times. The user base was large, but not infinite, so I clicked on her profile a couple of times. Someday she messaged me, asking me WTF I was doing on her profile. The rest is history. I was threatened with violence to ask her out. Who threatened you? Former friends. Why did they threaten you? I told them I had a crush on her, so they did the logical thing and made me confess. I didn't face with tears of joy. I am a shy introverted girl who loves shy, introverted guys. I met most of my dates in the last 10 years on OkCupid. Actually, I so rarely had a bad experience on there. I never used Tinder or any of those other swipey apps. 5 years ago met my fiancé on OkC. We're getting married in May, smiley face. She asked me for my notes, I asked her for her number. Fair trade. We met at work. She was relatively new and in training to replace someone that worked at my store as well. I always thought she was really cute but was too shy to say anything to her. Because I never really talked to her and I have RBF, she assumed that I was a mean person. Then one day she had the chance to see me interact with her trainer and realized that I wasn't mean and she thought I was cute. Her trainer, who was also a friend of hers, decided to text me afterwards and inform me that the new girl thought the bald guy with glasses was cute. Didn't believe her and asked if she was sure that the new girl was talking about me and not the other bald guy with glasses who looked like a model. Sure enough, it was me. We talked for a little bit after that the same day and exchanged numbers. She messaged me after her shift and asked me to go get drinks with her when my shift ended. It's been 3 years now and we've been engaged for a couple months. I met them through my extrovert owner. I was in my element. I had a short film that did quite well on its festival run, and the last stop on its little tour was in my hometown. I knew pretty much everyone in attendance because my town is not very big. So I was very comfortable being around everyone in the after party. But it just so happened that there was a new company sponsoring the event. There was a strikingly gorgeous girl working their booth that I hadn't seen before. Despite the fact that I was coming off of a screening of my film, in a party where I knew everyone, I still locked up and couldn't even say hi to her. Luckily my kindergarten best friend was there and pulled of the most legendary wingman move I have ever seen. I left to use restroom and came back. He had collected all the girls from the other sponsor booths for a shot at the bar, including the girl who had me tripping over myself, about 10 to 12 people. He handed me a shot glass, we all toasted and drank, then I turned to this girl and managed to make myself say, "Hi, I'm Scorch 089. Fast forward to 4.5 years later, I married her this past October. Hands down the best night of my life. I am forever indebted to my friend. Friend from school who I play online and message a lot was worried about my mental health after half my family passed away in the same month. I wouldn't go outside or have energy to do a whole lot. She gradually got me to go outside to the park and even just for nice walks with her as a friend, and then in Acosta I asked her out. She said yes. That was 4 years ago and I am proud to say that she is quite literally the best thing that ever happened to me. Hey fellas, just a pro tip for you: if you have trouble putting yourself out there, Always keep your number written down on a piece of paper in your wallet. This way if you see someone you like you can walk up to her with your number and say something like, "Hey, I like your style and you seem really cool. Here's my number if you're interested and want to meet up sometime." It might get a little awkward with how she responds, but they'll usually be flattered. If the gesture feels unwanted, just say "Have a nice day" or something and start walking away. This is useful because it makes the woman feel more comfortable. You're not giving her pressure by asking for her number and you're not trying to put your number in her phone. Also, it skips breaking the ice to directly asking for a date. No games, just straightforward honesty of intentions. A short and sweet interaction. It helps a lot, especially when you get nervous and have to walk away with jello legs. If she's not interested, she'll just throw the number away. If she is interested, then balls in her court to hit you up. Me and my GF met at a birthday party of her uncle, where I really was clueless about anything. I didn't know what to do, and after spending a good while on being lost, I met her. I followed her then for the rest of the night around. What creeped her out, I found later out, and we became friends. Months later, we had daily contact. During full-blown quarantine we were talking and I made a joke about dating, and she, being an unlovable idiot, didn't understood it, and that kind of forced us both to confess.